now happy to announce that there will be no income tax payable up to income of 12 lakh rupees.
So hello everyone, let me introduce you to my partner Ankur Goyal. Ankur, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Okay, so Ankur is a chartered accountant, very experienced. He's a tax expert. So today I invited him to just discuss on the latest budget. There's a huge announcements done in this budget. So Ankur, I know you must be thinking what I was going to ask you, but the common question coming from the market is why this 12 lakhs?
So I think it was a long pending benefit the government should have passed, but I'm glad that they have finally passed.
Okay.
This is going to be an immediate benefit to all the taxpayers, especially to individuals who are earning up to 12 lakh rupees.
Okay.
So it is not fake, it is real news.
Wow.
Yes, so up to 12 lakh rupees, if you do not have any other income and nothing else, you don't have to pay a single rupee of income tax.
So how the benefit is actually, if I have to ask you a specific questions, how this benefit? So are there sections which is improved or the limit has been improved?
They have just increased the limit.
Okay.
The only condition is you have to take the new scheme. This also gives you a, yes, so this also gives you a hint where the government is heading towards the future taxation. They want to simplify tax. They want to be very clear that if this is the amount you're earning, this is what you need to pay. Simple, no questions asked.
Absolutely correct. Okay, tell me one thing. Is the capital gains involved in this?
Capital gains, so there is a fine print to this. So in case an individual owns or does any transfer of shares specifically or has any capital gain income, in that case, this limit sadly will not apply. So as always, you need to have a fine print reading before we jump to any conclusion. But the numbers of the finance department also says is there's a large volume of taxpayers who do not have such kind of transactions.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a major benefit, one. Second, another key factor which we need to consider here is the limit has gone up for everyone. So in case, even if you have income beyond 12 lakh rupees, or even if you have capital gain transaction or income rather, still you will get a benefit.
Achha, my one confusion is still there. Is this only for the salaried employee or the business also is applied?
It is for individuals.
Oh,
yes.
So business also is applied?
Yes. So if you are an individual business owner, let's say you are a shopkeeper or you're a small trader and you had an income of, let's say earlier, 10 to 12 lakh rupees, you had to pay almost close to 1 lakh rupees tax. That individual will pay a 0 rupees tax right now.
Wow, that's an amazing stuff.
So it's a direct saving. And even if you have, like I said, income beyond that, even those individuals are going to save. So the income saving will happen from the bottom till the top. Wow. So the government is going to lose a big chunk of their revenue, but they are more than happy to do that because they felt the taxpayers have done so much for the country. It was a long overdue.
And also I feel once this kind of a money coming in the economy, the consumption will go up.
That's a very interesting thought, sir, and I actually agree with it because now people have more money to save.
Yeah.
Savings will go into either investment, which helps the country's GDP, and also it can also help the other businesses because the economic growth will go up.
Yeah. So I personally feel that where when the investment happens, and generally the investments or the money, extra money, people they buy gold, they buy jewelry, they buy houses, they buy they do consumption, they do foreign travels.
Completely agree.
They buy shares, they buy bonds. You know, all this will actually helps them in terms of, you know, further reinvesting their savings.
Yes.
Because this is extra money coming in.
Exactly.
And that actually helps the economy in such a manner that the indirect and direct, both the benefit comes.
That is what,
short term and long term.
Completely agree. That is what the finance ministry finally came to a conclusion that even though they're going to lose revenue in this manner, that revenue will get substituted by GST revenue because of consumption.
Correct.
So people who will spend more, like you correctly said, now they have affordability to buy a better house.
Correct.
A better house helps other businesses as well.
So just imagine someone who is getting a 12 lakh rupees of salary, around 90,000 rupees or 95,000 rupees will be saved. So 90,000 is equivalent to 7 to 8,000 rupees per month.
Yes.
So 7 to 8,000 rupees means somebody who actually can afford a house where he's paying an EMI of 25,000 rupees, let's assume. So if today the rate is 800 rupees per lakh, so you can actually add another 8 lakh rupees to his budget.
Yes.
And this 8 lakh rupees is a better money for him to spend on a house, which you can look at like a 20-year cycle into 20 is 1.6 crores. So you can look at investing 1.6 crore extra in the next few years. I think that's where the huge advantage for the people who are actually investing
No,
and for the
that's a
economy.
very valid point, and like you correctly said, this money is going to come back into the economy.
Yeah.
It's not like the people are going to keep it in their bank account. For example, just to give you this thing context, a client of ours had certain issues in taking the next jump for his student. So for his this thing, student loan for his son. Now, because of this saving, he directly has 1 lakh in his hand, and this is going to come per month.
Yeah.
Whatever deduction is happening right now from his salary,
Mm.
which everyone hates, because what they are supposed to get, they don't get into the bank account.
Yeah.
Now that is going to go up.
Yeah.
And anyone who sees a very good increase in the monthly amount, it helps everyone.
Yeah.
And
they have that extra money to go and spend in the
exactly.
market.
And another good advantage in the history of Indian taxation, limit has never reduced.
Mm.
So this is going to now become permanent.
Yeah.
So that's also something we have to ensure that this is not treated well. Hopefully, if our honorable finance minister, her mood is good, and
no, I think finance minister has done a fantastic job this time, and I can see the clear results in the different elections also.
Yes, yes. So
coming
that's
in because the middle class is getting hugely benefit, and always middle class has been
yes, and rightly
ignored.
deserved. Exactly, it was always the case. But I always felt the government wanted to give the benefit to them, but they had so many other issues to take up.
To take care,
So finally, they have come to a conclusion that this is the right time to do it. And like now, the new income tax act is also going to come in.
Which are the other avenues you think will have an impact on the GDP?
Sir, in this case, so they have also focused on certain areas.
Mm.
For example, healthcare industry has also been one of the important areas they want to invest in, and education sector has also been increased in terms of taking the next level of growth. The most important area which the government wants to focus is on the foreign investment now.
Wow.
So they are actively ensuring that the compliance in India will be fair. You agree to the laws that we expect to do it. The next version of government wants to ensure the taxation becomes simple.
Yeah.
Because that is one area we have always felt that the foreign investors are very skeptical. They feel that the Indian tax laws are very difficult to interpret. The government wants to make it simple and ensure that you make good of your due. We will also ensure the compliance burden is quite less for you.
But no idea in terms of reducing the GST rates?
Nothing right now, but the government wants to give other kind of
simplification.
Benefits. Exactly. So that is now the next focus.
Okay.
So the initially what they have done is they picked up the oldest law right now in taxation, which is your income tax act.
Correct it.
Yes.
Chopped it.
So it was 1961. It's a very old law. So from starting to this, it has become this. So now the objective of the government is to start a fresh book because the world has changed. The way of doing business has also changed. So instead of changing the same law again and again, they want to start a fresh start. And maybe from that knowledge and experience, we expect GST to also go through a revamp.
Yeah, I think they should have they should have planned something because they also want to understand the overall revenue should not go down.
Correct.
Revenue should be intact. One way the indirect taxation will go up because the direct taxation is come down. So they will have the benefit of that money coming to the picture, and then they can decide what's the total shortfall.
So I think that's a good strategy to take up one act at the first.
Yeah. Because
too many changes would have been a bit challenging in terms of implementation as well.
Exactly.
So they have recently tabled the draft bill for the Income Tax Act. So let's see how things go, and we hope the simplification happens.
So thumbs up for Nirmala Sitharaman.
Yes, definitely.
Thumbs up, ma'am. Thank you very much.